Want to be picked by your ideal customer? Want to be picked by your ideal customer as effectively as Mr. Tim Walz was picked by Kamala Harris as her VP pick? Well, come on in. We got a little something to talk about. Come on in. Hey everybody, how you doing? Happy to see you guys. This is an exciting day, isn't it? History has just been made. Well, it keeps being making all week long, right? So, listen, I don't know about you, but I just finished watching a few minutes ago the kickoff rally with Kamala Harris and her brand new, spanking new, fresh out of the gate VP pick, Governor Tim Walz, right? Exciting. All right. Stadium, or I don't know where they were, in Philadelphia, someplace, completely filled to the brim, right? With literally thousands of people in there. Very exciting. But here is what I want to propose to you. How many of you had, outside of Minnesota, let's be honest, how many of you outside of Minnesota had ever heard of Tim Walz like 2 weeks ago? Like 2 weeks ago, if someone had dropped that name your way, would you have known who he was? Let me know in the comments. Like if someone said, "Hey, what do you think about Tim Walz?" Would you be like, "Tim who? Walz what?" Would you even know what the hell they were talking about? My thought is that the answer to that question is no. But I want you to know Tim Walz did not wait for opportunity to come to him. He went to opportunity. And that's a lesson I want to weave into what I want to talk about tonight as it relates to your business. By the way, shout out, it is Black Business Month this month. And this is going to be the first of a series of lives that I'll be doing for Black Business Month, where I'll be giving you tips on how to grow your business. And so tonight, I really want to talk about how to be found, how to be positioned to be found by your ideal customer, because that's exactly what happened here. I have to tell you. All right. I don't believe that Tim Walz was really would have been on anybody's short list had he not taken, for lack of a better term, affirmative action to get on the first list, to get on the short list, So let's kind of break that down for a minute. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Good to see you all. I knew he was the one that pushed for prosecution for the officer that killed George Floyd. He absolutely did. He absolutely did. You are exactly right. So many of you have been watching. I mean, it's been like drama going on in politics for the past few weeks, right? The absolutely abysmal debate with President Biden, which led to a lot of calls for him to back out. He finally backs out. He endorses Vice President Harris. She ascends. She starts off with a bang, gets a whole lot of donations right out of the right off the bat, 300 million in like 2 weeks. And then it's time for her to choose her candidate. Now, what has happened in the interim? All right. You may or may not have noticed that there were several different interviews, several different shows that Tim Walz appeared on, just out of the blue. Like, I would not have known that much about him either, except for I happen to be like a serial watcher of MSNBC, and he showed up there one day. Did an outstanding interview, knocked it out of the park. He showed up in other spaces, did a lot of different interviews, came up with very good phrasing and messaging and sound bites. He is the person that himself has been credited with coining the phrase "weird," which is now being repeated over and over by several of those within the Harris campaign, trying to specifically contextualize their competitors as being weird, right? And so he has coined that phrase. Even tonight, in terms of his speech, he had another soundbite that was brilliant. That whole soundbite of "mind your own damn business" as relating to reproductive rights. Mind your own damn business, which is also another phrase that I heard him hearken to in his previous media appearances before he was picked as the vice presidential nominee. What does that have to do with you attracting your ideal clients? It's a couple of things. What I want you to know is that for you to attract your ideal clients, it's not about you waiting for them to come to you. It's about you getting in front of them, getting elevated in front of them, and with messaging that draws attention to you, your thought leadership, and actually attracts them to you. I don't believe that if he would not have taken quote unquote affirmative action, if he was not aggressive and making sure that he was getting booked in various different media outlets to have conversations around this campaign, that he would have even been considered. I don't believe it would have happened. He took it upon himself to get in certain media spaces. And when he came there right and tight and prepared with the proper messaging and the proper message that he knew, or he thought at least, maybe he wouldn't know for sure, but he hoped would really resonate with his ideal customer, which wasn't just you, by the way. It wasn't just you, the viewer of those various different interviews that he was on. It was really the vice president. That was his ideal customer. He wanted to get on her radar screen. He wanted to show that he could be an attack dog. He wanted to show that he could defend her. He wanted to show that he could, as he said tonight, have her back under various circumstances, very fervently and very powerfully. And he did that in his television interviews prior to the entire selection process. It was the strength of his television interviews, I guarantee you, that put him on the radar screen of those who are considering who might be those that might make the shortlist. Because let's just, be real about it. Minnesota is a pretty safe state for Democrats. He has a lot of other assets, definitely does. In fact, I'm happy that he was selected. Once I found out Whitmer was not in the running, he was my top pick. So I am glad that he was selected. But I do want you to understand that I was rooting for him specifically because I saw how effectively he was communicating in the media. I saw how good he was at formulating sound bites and messaging. I saw how through that, he could be really a great asset on that ticket. And guess who else saw that? The vice president. Here is what I want you to take from that. He was amazing, Rhonda. Absolutely. It was strategic positioning. Absolutely right. When you are thinking about how can I attract my ideal customer, you need to be, first of all, very clear about who your ideal customer is. Like I said, when he was on those shows, yes, he was trying to make convincing arguments. Yes, he was trying to really make statements that would motivate perhaps the Democratic electorate, as well as attack the foes, right? Attack the Republican ticket. But his real target, his real audience was the vice president. That's who his real audience was. And he knew that if he could say things and make strong enough arguments around protecting her and advancing her candidacy, especially in the midst of all the ridiculous attacks that she has been receiving recently, that would catch her attention. What I want you to know is you need to be very clear that in messaging, you need to speak to your one preeminent target in a way that lets them know that you have their back, that you are fighting for them, that you are going to help them achieve whatever they want to achieve, that you are going to be the one that's going to fight their foes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Your messaging needs to be that of a warrior in that sense. Someone that's going to motivate people not only to hear what you're saying, but to want to follow you. And also, I would say, sorry about that, Instagram. But also, I would say your messaging needs to be one that is targeted to the right people or person, okay? Organization, right? Institutions, right? Think about who they are. Now, also, when you're thinking about who they are, think about where they go to gather their information. There's a reason why he was showing up on MSNBC, on CNN, on doing these interviews. There's a reason why he had really, I believe, very strategically placed out a lot of short video clips of him in various different spaces on social media making very, very strong arguments. He knew who was watching and he knew where they would be watching. Are you showing up where your ideal customers are most likely to be? So, if your ideal customer is a Fortune 500 company, are you on LinkedIn, for example? Right? Are you saying the types of things that will resonate with the type of individual that you're trying to attract in that company? Are you speaking specifically to their problems and or aspirations in a way that would get their attention? And not just LinkedIn, are you showing up on podcasts that those individuals might listen to? Are you showing up on television shows that they might watch? Are you showing up in publications that they might read? And so that's not just being anywhere, it's being in very targeted spaces, elevated spaces with powerful messaging that gets people's attention and knows and lets them know that you are the one who will fight the good fight to get them the change that they need, be that institutions or individuals. That's what you can learn from this moment. What you've just seen is something that you can 1000% apply to your business. It's about being proactive to go after what you want and don't just hope that someone will somehow luck up and find you. Hello. I guarantee you, had he not been proactive about raising his media presence in this moment, there is likely zero chance that the Harris campaign and whole machine around her would have, you know, tiptoed their way to Minnesota to go find him. I really think it's a very, very low chance that would have happened, even though he is good at what he does, even though he has a great record, even though he would make a very good candidate, which is why he was chosen. What you can learn from that is that being good isn't enough. Can somebody put that in the comments for me? Being good is not enough. Being good is not enough if they don't know you exist. You have to go the extra mile to make sure that the right people know who you are, know what you stand for, know that you are the one that will produce for them the change that they seek. You cannot leave that up to luck. You cannot leave that up to just hoping and praying that somebody will finally see how great you are. You have to be very intentional about putting yourself in the right places and be bold about it. The messaging that he has had leading to this pick has been bold. It's been in your face, but it's been powerful and accurate. This is not a moment to shrink. This is not a moment to be timid. This is a moment to be seen. So I just kind of wanted to come on here tonight and give you that quick tip because I think this is a learning moment. I guarantee you, had he stayed in Minnesota doing the job that he's doing, second term, I believe, governor, so he's well liked. He's had amazing success with that state. But if he would have just stayed there and not taken the initiative, because I can tell you, he was not being interviewed on MSNBC a month ago, right? Anybody seen him on CNN a couple of months ago last year, right? I've never seen him before. But you know what? He said, I need to go after it and not wait for it to come to me. I want you to ask yourself, are you going for the clients that you want? Or are you hoping that they just find you? Think about it. Happy to see you too, Brian. Absolutely. You have to go for what you, hey, Lisa, Leslie, how you doing? We need to catch up. He let people know who he was. Absolutely. You have to go for what you want. You can't just wait for people to come get you. You have to go get it. So I have a challenge for you today and this week. I want for you to think of who you really want to work with. Like, who would be your top-notch dream client? Someone you would love to work with. Just identify one. Doesn't need to be a million. For him, it was one. It was Vice President Harris. In essence, that was his dream client. And then he did what he needed to do to be seen by her, to make an impression on her. And that started the ball rolling that led to the vetting process, the interviewing process, and yes, eventually the selection. But he initiated that, not she. Identify your dream client this week. And I want you to challenge yourself to do at least, well, not even one thing. Do some things, but at least one thing to get on their radar screen. Put yourself in front of them in some way. Think about how can you do that? Now, as you're considering all of those spaces, I want you to know that you don't have to try to figure out all of this alone. I want to come on here and let you know I'm doing a series of just kind of tips that I'm doing for you all week long. And I'm starting it tonight for a very special reason, because today represents literally 30 days before my next live event. I am so super excited about it. We are counting down the days. 30 days means to me 30 tips for you, okay? And today is all about being seen, right? It's about not waiting for your ideal client to come to you. It's about you getting in front of your ideal client. And that's a critical part of being able to close big contracts right now. And it's also a critical part of what we will be covering at my next event. If this is the first time you're hearing about it, let me take a second to tell you about what I have going down in about 30 days time. Starting 30 days from today, I'm excited to let you know that we will be having our next Black Millionaire Coach Live. Absolutely. Just focus on one client, Victoria. Figure out what you can do to get in front of them this week. Okay. And the reason why I'm talking about this issue with regards to Black Millionaire Coach Live is because this year at that event, we are doing something different. We have not talked about media acquisition before at Black Millionaire Coach Live, right? So we are starting to expand the scope of what we focus on at this event. Part of what we'll be focusing on at Black Millionaire Coach Live is something that we call engineering your celebrity. So we are going to really be breaking down how can you show up on TV? How can you get published in major magazines and newspapers? How can you actually be on podcast or maybe even start your own podcast? How can you develop that messaging that you need in order to be seen by those people that need to see you? Okay. That will be part of what we're covering at Black Millionaire Coach Live, but it's only part. It's not the whole thing. Okay. We'll also be spending a significant amount of time there helping you develop out your multi-million-dollar offer suite. That's the range of different offers that you need right now in this moment in order to be able to grow an aggressively growing and successful service-based business. There was a point in time in service-based industries, I would argue that you really just needed to do one thing well, sell it over and over and over again. But that time is not now. Now you need more options. You need more diversity. And so at Black Millionaire Coach Live, we'll be helping you build not just one amazing offer, but a whole multi-million-dollar offer suite. Starting from, going all the way up to ultra high ticket offers or even apex offers. And I call my apex offers $100,000 offers. Okay. All of that will be at Black Millionaire Coach Live. In addition to that, we're also going to be having an amazing opportunity for you to understand what it takes to sell in this moment. This time is changing. The industries are shifting. So we're going to be talking about what it takes to sell right now, whether or not you're a coach or a consultant. In fact, we're going to have a very strong focus around consultants in the DE&I space who want to know, what do I need to do right now to make sure that my business thrives? Because that industry has really been shaken to its core in this political environment. So what can you do to recalibrate, adjust, and continue to grow? We'll be focusing on that and more at Black Millionaire Coach Live. Now, there's one other thing I want to mention before I leave here tonight, because I have been, people in my sphere have known about Black Millionaire Coach Live now for a couple of months. Tickets are going fast. And there are several different ways in which you can come to Black Millionaire Coach Live. There's Elite. You can come and experience the 3 full days of training and networking and have an amazing time and leave with key assets that you can plug into your business immediately. in order to monetize quickly. There's VIP, where you'll have daily networking luncheons, a special VIP day, which is inclusive of an all white day party on a private yacht. Yes, hello. But then there's also Ultra VIP. That's new this year. Our Ultra VIPs get to come, and not only do they come to the VIP day and everything, they experience Black Millionaire Coach Live at the ultimate level. That means having Black car service that takes you to and from the MGM National Harbor, the venue of the event. So that Black car will pick you up at National Airport, drive you to the MGM, and then drive you back at the end of the event. Once you get there, you'll be invited to an Ultra VIP only private reception in my private suite. You'll have preferred seating during the VIP day on the private yacht, during the daily networking luncheons, and you'll have front row seating all throughout the event itself. Plus, you'll have special, luxurious VIP, Ultra VIP swag. Now, I'm talking about that very deeply tonight because guess what? We're almost sold out at that level. We only have one spot left, okay, at our Ultra VIP level. If you know that you want in at the most luxurious level of already a very luxurious experience, then you need to go to blackmillionairecoachlive.com right now and grab your seat, okay? Now is the time to secure your Ultra VIP ticket. There is only one left, all right? So go ahead and grab it right now. But even if that's not for you, there's still some limited space available for you at the VIP level, and there's still space available at the elite level. The bottom line is you want to be in the building, because now is the time not to be fooling around with your business. Now is the time to really understand how to grow your business, accelerate your business, understand how to adjust to the current changing conditions, and still be able to have that multi-six or seven-figure business that you know you are capable of creating and experiencing. So with that said, let's see, question, Dr. A, is it too early for DEI folks readjusting their sales with the Harris? I don't understand the question, Victoria, when you said, is it too early for DEI folks readjust their sales with the Harris-Walz administration waiting in the wings? I don't know. I'm not sure. The reason I don't know if you're saying that they shouldn't adjust it because maybe when Harris-Walz gets in, they can change things. They still need to adjust it, honestly. Right now, we know that at least 30 states across the nation have either outlawed DE&I outright, or they have created bills and they're on the way to doing so. And we only have 50 states in the nation. So that is an issue that cannot be corrected at the federal level with any president. That's something that, unfortunately, it's a state by state issue. Okay. In the same way that reproductive rights is now a state by state issue. So it's not as easy as one fatal swoop. And even if we do have them in office, we also have to look at what does the Senate look like? What does the House look like? Because we don't have a kingdom. We have, several branches of governments that need to work together to pass laws. So it's not too early if you want to make money. Okay. So that said, you guys, I am inviting you and giving you a fair warning that we are just one ticket away from fully selling out at the Ultra VIP level. So if you know that you want to experience the premier event that focuses on really providing an intimate space for coaches and consultants to really be able to get the work done on their business while also networking and having an amazing experience in luxurious surroundings all along the way, then you want to join me at Black Millionaire Coach Live and get that ticket now before it's gone. Okay. So with that said, you guys, I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I look forward to seeing you back tomorrow night. I am going to try to be back here. What's today? Today is Tuesday, March, Wednesday, 7:00. Okay. So I'll give you a heads up for then. But I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited about this pick. But I wanted to know that you can take a tip from him and make sure that you are aggressive and ambitious about who you want to have as your particular clients, and then do what you need to do to get in front of them so that they can discover you. You can be seen. And then after you're seen, then guess what? You can do what you need to do to go ahead and close those sales. But that said, have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I will chat with you guys later. Take care, guys. Bye.